again terrorists were there. And this picture which you see, there's a one Nariman house, the Jewish center. We could not make an entry from the ground floor because one maid had come out from that. When I spoke to her at Kolaba police station, she said, you can't go up because stairs are damaged, lift is not working. Then we thought, how to get inside? Then we used this technique of coming down by the helicopter. You see a commando coming down. And lastly, friend Ajmal Kasab, whom as I said, I had interrogated, and I'll tell you about him. Why they choose Mumbai? It was still a financial capital of India, and iconic buildings were targeted. Taj and Oberoi known everywhere. Third one, Nariman House. Why did they go for Nariman House? Probably they wanted to tell various countries in the Middle East. Now things are better, but that time Israel had a lot of enemies. So they decided to attack that. This operation planning was done much earlier. Gone are the days when terrorists just picks up a gun or picks up a bomb and throws a bomb and goes away. They always plan. Like gangsters plan. You have heard about Musewala?
Yes.
So that planning was done much earlier. And then they went as per the plan, they found the right moment. They had put their sources, informers, collected the resources, and he was targeted. Same with these places, they had collected the information, trained the people, right kind of a person for a right kind of a job. When I interrogated Ajmal Kasab, and that number of things came up. Initially, they picked up 33 boys, whom they found very motivated, trained them. Then, out of that, finally, they decided on 13 boys. Out of 13, 7 were sent to India. I have interrogated a number of terrorists, not only Ajmal Kasab, number. A very common thing among the terrorists. They are generally low on education, from poor background. It's easy to motivate a person who is low in education, financially not very strong, who got a little bit of criminal mind. An uneducated person gets motivated because he does not apply logic. And he gets carried away. That's why most of the terrorists, except for few, rest all are in that same category. I must have interpreted 2025, they were almost same category. They're mostly Pakistanis. Same was Ajmal Kasab. Because they are fed with wrong information, doctored videos, and propaganda. They travelled all the way from Karachi and came to India. They had kept such a secrecy that these people who were detained to go to India, these 3 were old. They were told not to reveal their identity, they were given code names. They used to address each other by code name. And they were also told that you will not reveal your home address. When they were given the targets, that who will go to Taj, who will go to Oberoi, who will go to Nariman House, who will go to railway station again. And two went to Rupert Cafe and they came to Taj. They were briefed in a pair. If two were to go to Oberoi Hotel, others were not called. They were given the plan, they were told you have to go to like this. So they wanted to maintain that secrecy. However, when they were in sea for 2-3 days, then they started opening up. But that was the level of preparation they had done. They came to Mumbai. They landed at a particular place. After landing, when they went to Newport Cafe and Nariman House and the Taj. Anyway, anyone who's from Mumbai? Yeah. Okay, good. The place where they landed, if you ask from most of the locals, except from that area, that how to go to Taj from there through the shortcut, they wouldn't know. There was a shortcut through the railway housing colony and you reach that place. There was the preparation. I asked Ajmal Kasab, were you shown videos, shown photograph? He said yes. I said what else? He said we used to operate Google Earth. Google Earth, most of us don't operate. That is a professional version. Then I told him in Punjabi, because when I was interrogating him, he was from Punjab, Pakistan. So I started speaking to him in Punjabi. Because I've been brought up in the Sikh regiment, the caste service, so I was very comfortable with the language. And that helped me, he opened up. I said, Padya tu char jamaat hai, tenu sara pata hai. I mean, you are studying only 4th class, but you know how to operate Google Earth. That was the motivation level, that was the type of a coaching they had. So when they opened the Google Earth, they knew which lane, which building on the right or which building on the left, how much is the distance. Try and operate Google Earth, and if you have a Google Earth Pro version, you will get all the details. To tell you frankly, I also didn't know about this route. How I came to know? One German television network made a movie on me. So when we were doing shooting, we did a shooting in Delhi, we did shooting in Mumbai. Then they took me on that road, because whenever anyone making this foreigners and they make a movie, they do a lot of research. They have spoken to raw people, intelligence bureau people, various people and all. Then they took me. Then I realized that's so difficult. I've been to Mumbai roughly about 40-50 times as part of NST, as part of BCCI, and part of TCS, Tata Consultancy Service. They are reported in Mumbai, but I couldn't figure it out. And after reaching there, split into various parties. One went to Doppet Cafe, Oberoi and Taj, one went to the railway station area. When this thing started in Mumbai, the certain filings, it was taken as a gang war. Normal Mumbai at times, shooting takes place. It happened around 9 o'clock in the night. So in the NST we were monitoring the situation. We have a control room in which we have duty officers. They keep watching various channels. Around midnight it was clear. It is not a gang war. So shooting taking place at a number of places. But then NST was accusation. Many times a doubt comes into the mind of people. They ask me also, why NST took so much of time to reach Mumbai. National Security Guard or Black Hat Commando or NST is the ultimate weapon of government of India, Ministry of Home Affairs. Law and order is the responsibility of the state. Once state feels that is beyond their control, then they request government of India or government of India feel that they have to intervene. So around midnight, I got a call from Director General that this thing has happened in Mumbai. I said, yes, we are monitoring it. He said, we have to move. And how many people can go? I said, X number of people can go because they are readily available, stand by. We have a team. One team will always stand by for counter-terrorism. One team will always stand by for a counter-hijack. This is the main role of NST. Commandos travel from Manesar to Delhi. It takes time. Those who are from Delhi, Gurgaon, will know that around midnight, road is full of trucks, heavy truck traffic. So vehicle had to maneuver, reach the airport and load it in the aircraft. Then aircraft has to take time to reach Mumbai. We took off around 3 o'clock. And when we landed in Mumbai, we went to police headquarters and police gave some briefing. Then we went to a particular site. You can't straight away go like a James Bond movie that under start going tuck, tuck, tuck. You have to make a plan. From where to enter. You have to plug escape routes. You go inside and they come out. आप अंदर ढूंढते रह जाओ. So we had to plug those. We had to put certain weapons and we went inside. Police were there. Navy commandos were there. Marcos were there. Then they pulled out because otherwise they would have a khichdi. We said we'll handle it ourselves. And then we started Operation North at 9 o'clock. So all these things takes time. When we were given the task, I told Mumbai police, I said, we'll tackle two immediately, with the strength which we have got, Taj and Oberoi. And Nariman House, since it's a small building, less number of people, we'll keep it under observation. We'll put snipers outside, weapons outside. We'll sort it later. Then we started. When I moved out, I didn't even tell my wife. What happened that we were monitoring. All night we were monitoring. And very few people knew that we were moving out. In the morning, she gave me a call. What are you doing in Mumbai? I said, I am having a cup of coffee in the lobby of Taj. How do I tell her that firing is going on? But after that, she didn't leave the TV for a second. And at times things were coming live. And even live streaming is not that good, not from only operation point of view. One particular moment, she gave a call to me. My mobile was inside, one on charging, one was outside. I had come out to put that weapon, which I mentioned that we want to break the window. My buddy picked up Ajay. He said, Ajay, there's Sabi said outside. He said, baat karao. Because ladies are anxious. Situation was such. The whole world was in this thing. I saw that mobile, I switched it off, I cut it. Because I was setting the weapon. But I didn't know that was coming live on TV. And she was watching that I had cut her call. So imagine how difficult it is to answer afterwards. कि मेरी कॉल क्यों काटी ये बताओ पहले. So difficult, even I can't reply that even today. And in Mumbai, those who went to railway station, one was killed, who was that gang leader. And they were buddy. He and Ajmal Kasab was partner. Ajmal Kasab was captured alive, which had shocked to a police constable who snatched his weapon and died that time. So Ajmal Kasab was captured alive and taken to the hospital and later on interrogated. These are the three locations which I had mentioned to you. Taj Hotel, Oberoi, and Ajmal House. And these were the places where we were asked to go. Whenever we go for the operations, certain parameters are there. It was that ensure safety and security of hostages. There are a large number of hostages at three locations. Minimum collateral damage. When we say collateral damage, is not that there is a room, you hear some sound, you go and try to tuck, 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 tuck. Innocent person can get killed. You have to be very, very careful. Or you use such a weapon that building comes down, a pillar comes down, or something comes down, and damage to the building and to the surrounding areas. At times, people ask me, he said, why didn't you use some kind of a gas to make them unconscious? In India, we don't believe in chemical warfare and we also don't produce such kind of a weapon. Only we have the tear gas. Tear gas is also productive and counterproductive. When we broke the window, we threw tear gas inside that place. But wind was blowing toward our direction. Tear gas started affecting us because wind was towards our direction. So one had to be a little careful about it. If possible, capture terrorists alive is difficult. Because those people who came, Ajmal Kasab got captured alive because he was injured. They are, we use word fidines. They are fidines. They knew that they'll die. So that's why these people were killed. And conduct render safe procedure. Render safe procedure means once operation is over, you carry out search again to see no one is hiding terrorists, or at times what they do is they plant a mine, they explosive. So we carried out the search again, commando searching, explosive detection dogs were sent in, and various equipment was used. And once it was completely searched after the operation, only then we handed over to the police department, and now it's clear. This is the route which we had taken, and first party had gone, and subsequently we needed additional troops because Nariman House was to be taken. They came later. The briefing was done of the troops in the aircraft, but we had a problem. We didn't have the layout of the hotels, and there was no communication with the police or anybody. Now that system is coming up that in the aircraft you can use mobile and something. But that time we could not communicate with anybody. That 2.5 hours, that is the runway, running, landing and all. 5 o'clock we landed, but when you get down and you're getting to the aircraft, there's a complete blackout for us. There are no input. We kept on discussing how we'll go, how will we go, how will we do the operation. There we decided about the Operation Black Tornado. When we were traveling in the aircraft, Home Minister of India also came. He joined us. He was in time. In some movies and some books written that the NSG flight was delayed because the Home Minister, no, it's not correct. Because I was present, I spoke to the person who was writer of a particular movie. This is a friend of mine. I said, who gave you this input? Nobody knew except me, Home Minister coming. So there we decided name Tornado. And as this all operation, we give the name Black Thunder, Black this, because we put on black uniform and our logo is Black Cat. So it's called Black Cat Commando. So name was given the Black Thunder. This is the layout that you are aware. Taj had two buildings. One is Taj Tower and one is Taj Palace. Both had to be searched and every room had to be searched. Like earlier I said that people say, why so much of time? You have to search each and every room. After you have searched the room, you have to make sure that that floor is not used. You have to keep some commandos on the floor, then you go to the next floor. But when you are searching the room, you just don't go. Sometimes you know somebody is inside, you say, come out. You say, commando, police, army, still people are not coming out. There was a telephone at reception, but list was not there, because nobody was there at the reception. We didn't know in which room, who was there. Many times what happened that we gave a ring from the reception, people got so scared that if we pick up the phone and somebody hears it outside, they kept the handset down below, so we couldn't give any call. If somebody opens a door, in a fraction of a second, you have to take a decision. Whether terrorist is coming out, or an innocent person is coming out, or there's an innocent person and there's a terrorist behind. If you hurry it up, probably kill an innocent person. If you deliberate too much, you become a casualty yourself. So we have various methods, techniques, but it takes time. This is how Taj looks. We started search from the top and started coming down. And if you see these gentlemen, they were there, we called them, talked to them, find out various things. Some people were all right, but some people, it was difficult to control. There were two member parliaments. One was from BSP and one was from NCP. And when we took them out from the room, we rescued them, brought them down. They were all right. We made them sit on a sofa. When we started talking, one member parliament started crying very loudly. The stress inside started coming out. They must have been under a lot of stress. It was so difficult to manage them. But then we gave to the police, take them, and probably people talk to them. But those were the things. Then there was another gentleman. He won't even stop crying. That was also an issue. When we were searching on top, we had a little firefight and we came to the Wasabi restaurant. And there in the operation, Major Unni Krishnan got injured. Some of you would have seen the movie Major and would have seen certain movies of 2611. A brave soldier, a great soldier. But I don't see any movie on 2611. I have not seen a couple of movies. Because the filmmaker has to make for various reasons. One is actual reason, when they make motivated, but then they have to cater for the audience. Audience likes to see a lot of masalas and things and all. So, since I know the whole story, I don't like to see the movies. I don't know whether this scene was shown in major movie. This is a staircase layout of Hotel Taj Palace. Here, Major Unni Krishna's party was going for the search. Before he went, I met him for a minute before. I said, all the way in west and I moved to a different direction. Suddenly there was a fire. Okay. Where you see the statue, if you face the statue on the left hand side, fire came from that side and body of Major Unni Krishna got hit in the leg. He told commandos that you come and take him. Then Major Unni Krishna took a quick decision that since fire has come from the left hand side and right hand side, there was a door. He thought that if he takes next entry from the right of the door, he'll tackle them from this side. And when he went there, where you find sun pillows and other things and all, the terrorists were hiding there. The moment he went there, they fired at him. Major Unni Krishna shouted, "Don't come from this side, either say Matana." And after that he went silent. Though we were not very sure of his location, then we thought if we communicate with him, he doesn't want to communicate, he might be in a very close proximity, his voice will be heard. And now after some time we thought in case his walkie-talkie set has fallen into the hands of terrorists, again that's a challenge, whether to communicate or not to communicate. That was a challenge. This is the area when they fired at him and he got martyred here. So, in Taj, just this. Okay, in Taj, when we were there, so we encountered them. We drove them to that particular wasabi restaurant. In Taj, on the first floor is a wasabi restaurant, there is a spiral staircase coming to Harbour Bar. So we couldn't see them and then we broke the glass, we started firing in all. We threw grenades, improvised grenades to have a blast effect. And we couldn't go through the spiral staircase because they were firing from there, but we were very certain that they'll make use of it. We fixed a weapon down below. When fixed means we put a weapon down below. If they come through the spiral staircase, we will fire at them. So finally they started coming down and our boys fired at them. So when they came down and one terrorist was hit in the arm, his weapon fell down. We could hear. He said, "Rabba Rahem Kar." Means God have a mercy on me. You can be a very hardcore terrorist, still you are also scared of the death. Might be a fidai. So these are the words were indicators that he knew that something is going to happen. Then we carried out the operation, and while we were carrying out the operation, this is the spiral staircase which I am referring to. And there, when they came down, we fired at them, then they took position in the Harbour Bar. Okay. And when we were there, I saw a board at the ground floor when we were firing at the terrorists when they had come down the staircase. I saw a big board, green Mumbai or something. I said, what is this board doing inside the bar? Then I realized that the complete window was broken and there was board outside next to the sink. Suddenly we felt that if they escaped from there, then we had made an entry from that did not enter, but we were outside, and suddenly one terrorist body came out and we had thrown a grenade, and the body was many times shown on the TV. Okay. You see, when we were not rather when we put our security around so that there is no escape, we had to put a sniper weapon on an elevated platform. So there we found fire brigade vehicle. So we put a commando on top of a fire brigade vehicle to dominate the areas by weapon. If you see down below here, here is the terrorist. The curtains had caught fire on the first floor and the ground floor. And when we threw a grenade, he jumped out. Trying to escape. We fired and he was shot immediately. Well, there we are there, myself, DG and CEO of the unit. This start burning. Yeah, Oberoi Hotel. They came to Oberoi Hotel, entered two terrorists, and some of the people, those who were occupied, tried to go on the top terrace. They went through the staircase, but then the staircase was locked. There were a number of casualties. A lot of people had died. Next to that, opening to the rooftop. After that, certain places order have been given that rooftop door either should be open or there should be CCTV camera monitoring, and so that it could be opened easily. The operation started on 27th and terrorists were eliminated next day morning. They were in a room, action was taken. When they were in room, so one terrorist shouted, there was an officer, Major Sharma. This terrorist said, "Samne aa ja." So he said, "Tum aa ja." He said, "Agar maa ka doodh piya to samne aa ja." Then this Major Sharma said, "Maine to piya, agar tane piya to samne aa ja." So both of them trying to lure each other to expose. Officer was smart, there was a Belko, we would have come ki kahan hai, sometimes. And this officer was engaging him by the cops, and somebody was taking a position from in the different direction. When they find, he ran back into the room. And in the room we did that operation with few grenades firing, and then both were shot. These were the escape route stairs where we found a lot of people who had died there. Here was where terrorists were killed. I stayed in same room. Couple of years later, when the TV network had come from Germany, so they booked a room. They asked me, "Sir, should we book same room?" I said, "Please book same room, so that I can go back in the memory and I can tell you that how things were seen from the room." Room number 1856. the terrorist who was there, he was hiding inside the bathtub. We thought grenades won't have effect, but we managed to. This is a very common picture. It looks so glamorous, good to come down, but a lot of challenge. First, it was a very limited area to get down, and there are a lot of wires, electric wires. Helicopter had to be at a particular safe area. The wire has to come down. If you go a little bit left or right swing, they would have touched the high tension wire. Secondly, there was another challenge that while helicopter is hovering and people are coming down, some terrorist goes on a rooftop, fires at a helicopter. 18 commandos would have died then only. So what we did, we occupied the buildings on the flanks and then brought down heavy fire so that terrorists are not able to go onto the rooftop. This is what you see the building is that Nariman house. And what you see me on the side, that was before attack went. I did the reconnaissance of the area, from where to enter, which building to be occupied. So somebody gave a call to my wife. He said, "White Tiger is without a bulletproof jacket." So I was not wearing a bulletproof jacket, then I got a call and then I had to put on bulletproof jacket. The same building which you see, terrorists were killed on the 4th floor. We had 2 fatal casualties. Fatal means those who died during the operation. Was a Major Commissioner. Second was Havildar Gajendra Singh. He is from Dehradun, a para-commando, a great soldier. When we were trying to get into the room, there was only one entry. They had covered that entry. They had put refrigerator and few things in front. They were hiding behind that and firing at us. Of course, we couldn't make entry. And there was another room next to the main door on this side. We thought probably there's an entry there. Gajendra Singh volunteered to go from that side. When Gajendra Singh was passing that door, terrorists fired at him. What happens? Even if you're wearing a bulletproof jacket, there's certain areas where you hold your weapon like this. There's a little gap here. So he was making entry from this. No, you make entry sideways so that you don't expose yourself front. He got hit there. When he fell down, then he kept firing on them. During that time, just a second. This is the staircase, damaged staircase I was telling you. And you see that hole. When Gajendra was firing, we couldn't make entry from that thing. We decided that we'll blast the wall. You climb the staircase, there's a landing, then again staircase starts. That area is called landing. So near the landing, we put a charge. Charge is an explosive charge. We blasted and 2 commandos immediately jumped inside. Gajendra was firing from here, they jumped from it, the moment they jumped, terrorists fired at them. When they fired, so when the terrorists fired them, they were jumping down, bullets went up. And they came down and immediately killed the terrorists. So this was the innovation done. The explosive charge was put, cover fire was given by Gajendra, and we were able to neutralize both the terrorists. These are the terrorists who was killed there. They were carrying AK-47, grenades, and something to eat, badam and everything. So I asked Ajmal Kasab, why you were not carrying other weapons? That's what I'm trying to find out. Why weren't you carrying rocket launchers and others? He said, we were given very specific tasks to kill the people. Not to blast the building, kill the people. That's why we carried more ammunition. That's why they lasted for such a long time and they kept replying by fire by fire. This is my friend Ajmal Kasab. Challenges we had we were launched in a very short time frame that we were suddenly told in middle of the night that aircraft is ready, move. Then we had to immediately move. Largest hostage rescue operation. Taj has got large number of rooms. Oberoi has got. And we had to rescue some people were rescued by the fire brigade, but some people were still hiding. So every room had to be knocked, they had to be told, please come out, please come out, please come out. A lot of convincing had to be done. There were many constraints in the sense that the procedure we had taken, no collateral damage. That's number one. Secondly, we did not have the layout of the area. Thirdly, initial information was not that clear. How many places in Mumbai? It's only when I met police official at police control at Mumbai, he said, now we can make out there are 3 places, Oberoi, Taj and Nariman. Then we split, but till then we didn't know where all we will be going. And we were unfamiliar with the hotels, layout of the hotels. Now things have changed. Important places, videography has been done, plan has been done, and police is keeping the layout with them. I'll tell you one or two interesting things. At times we don't listen to the advice of police. Generally we always see police with the eye of suspicion. To tell you frankly, police got a very tough job to do. They had suggested to Taj, there is a side entry. They said, block it. They took their own time, they did not. The 2 terrorists, additional terrorists who came from after Leopard Cafe, entered from that side. If they had listened to the advice, probably those 2 terrorists wouldn't have come. And secondly, when everybody ran away, we didn't have any layout. Our troops are not used to the 5-star hotel, 4-star hotel. Well, every place got a different layout. We have to know escape route, entry route. So after that, a lot of work has been done, and now we have made 10 detachment at certain number of places in the country: Mumbai, Hyderabad, Chennai, Kolkata, and all. So now we have some presence there. NSG, one word about NSG, is a very highly professional force. In this, it's a deputation force. 53% from the army, 47% from paramilitary forces. Paramilitary force is supposed to give, protect you, means surround the area. Army element goes inside. Army element does the action, then they relieve army. Besides that, the VIP protection, you see a lot of commandos protecting VIPs. They are from the paramilitary forces. They protect few VIPs in India. That's all I have in my presentation. Just tell you one or two things. Our present Prime Minister, He was Chief Minister of Gujarat. He had NSD protection that time, now he's got a SPG. There were elections, he was exposing himself a lot. So I went and met him in his office. I said, sir, you're exposing yourself too much. I said, there's a danger to your life. You're on the hit list. I said, if you expose, it's a challenge. I said, Benazir Bhutto had exposed herself. She got hit. We don't want you to expose. He used to come out of the vehicle, mingle with the public. He told me, Brigadier Saab, I am a politician. This is the election time. If I don't go to the public, how will they vote for me? I said, sir, that's fine, but don't go outside the cordon of NSD commandos to move. But he accepted, he said, I'll follow. Another was Prakash Singh Badal. He changed the vehicle, went into some other vehicle. I went and told him. Something like Musewala went in another vehicle, so he went within a vehicle once, Mr. Prakash Singh Badal, Chief Minister, without a bodyguard. NSG bodyguard always travels with the VIP in his vehicle with the weapon and all others follow. Then I said, you drove away in the Mercedes and your follow vehicle was ambassador car. The ambassador car, it was can't match the speed of your vehicle. He said, I'm very tall and I would have backing and all. I said, sir, then one must look for the alternative arrangement of better vehicle and everything. But he was also very, he accepted that and he said, I'll be a little careful. So there'll be few things in NSG we do. Now I come to the first point, leader. It's a very challenging. Good thing happens, bad thing happens. As a leader, if you are ready to take sabash, you should be ready to accept the king. That's the leadership. If you claim success, you should be able to accept failure and don't pass it on your subordinates. You pass it on to subordinate कि मैं तो बहुत अच्छा हूँ, बाकी सब कमजोर है. That should not be the attitude of a leader, whether in corporate or whether in the civil. I have finished my lecture, though I have exceeded 7 minutes. I tried my best to make it within the time frame. Any question, anyone?